Hi, and welcome to the Queen's Tarot. This reading is for Aries for the month of January. So we're going to get started and see what's going on for you for January. So right off the bat, I see the Three of Swords upright, the Sun in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse also. So you're not really feeling supported at this time. You even feel like some family members and people that you did things for and you felt like you were helpful to kind of turn their back on you this month. They're not really helping you with your endeavors. You feel like you're kind of struggling in certain areas, and where they could easily support you, they're turning their back as if they don't care. So it's really about you being your own light this month. This month is about you finding your inner light and using that as guidance. With this Three of Swords upright, you're good at being guarded, Aries, but this situation has hurt your image of what these relationships were, because you felt like these people were going to be there for you, and then in turn they weren't. And so you feel like, well, gee, I was there for you, why can't you be there for me? Or I thought we had a better relationship than this. I thought this person actually cared. And with this Two of Pentacles, that support is not there for you the way that you thought it would. But with the Sun in reverse and with the Two of Pentacles in reverse also right next to each other, is showing me that your support needs to come from within. You need to be your own foundational support. And if you're supporting yourself, then no one can ever let you down, because the only person that can let you down is you. So you won't be relying on other people to do things that you can do for yourself, or to be there to be a shoulder to lean on when you know that you're your own resource. So I'm just going to pull some extra cards for you just to clarify what's going on. So you have the King of Wands in reverse. So you focusing on whatever the situation is for you. This could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend, a close friend, or somebody that you at least once considered a close friend. Or it could be family. But you feel like you're not getting close to your dreams, your goals, your desires, because these people who could easily push you forward aren't doing so. So I'm just going to pull a couple more cards just to clarify this situation. So we have the Nine of Pentacles upright and then the Ten of Wands. So with the Nine of Pentacles upright, this goal that you have for yourself, represented by the King of Wands in reverse, whatever your desire is well within your reach. And if you really think about it, if these people helped you out in the way that you wanted them to, they could easily then take the credit for your success. And the universe is putting you in a situation where you have to rely on yourself, where you have to be your own help and your own support. And because the universe wants you to do that for yourself, when you finally do get to that point where you're successful, you don't have to feel like you owe anyone. And this Ten of Wands has to do with you not having that burden, that these people were really a burden to you, but you just didn't know it. These people would have put you in a situation to feel obligated to do things for them in return for helping you. And this is about the death of you feeling like you have to not only rely on other people, but sometimes it's better when we fight our battles alone. And Aries, you're great at working as a team and even being a team leader, but sometimes you need to be a little bit of a loner, to go it alone. With the Death card, this is about you seeing these relationships also transformed in a new way, so that you're no longer depending on these people for anything. And you'll really get to see how significant these relationships and these people are to you once you don't depend on them for anything. What good are these people in your life when you're not depending on them for encouragement, for those connections in, you know, the field that you want to get into? What's your value of these people? What does it really mean once these people aren't there to help you? How do you appreciate them in your life? So the relationship is going to take on a new life if these people aren't leaving your life. This relationship is going to take on a new life in the form of how you see these people now that you're not going to ever count on them again for anything when it comes to your goals, your pursuits. Because for you, Aries, once somebody drops the ball, you look at them differently, and you're not going to trust them again with the same responsibility. So I'm just going to pull some more cards to clarify. So yeah, you kind of went into this situation thinking that this person was trustworthy with the 10 of Cups in reverse. You really thought that they were everything that they said they were. And then once you trusted them with whatever it was that you trusted them with, they let you down. You know, you leaped and they weren't there to catch you. And so you're kind of recovering from that. And this 3 of Swords is about you recovering from that fall. But the good thing is that the Empress card came up for you upright. So for you in Capricorn season in January and going into Aquarius season, this is really about you trusting as an individual that you have what it takes to push yourself forward. You don't need any of these people. You don't even need their encouragement. You don't need them to see the good in you or your ability to do what it is that you need to do for yourself, because you have what it takes. You have to see that in yourself and then go for it. And with the Empress card upright, this is just you stepping into your personal power, but also you seeing yourself as capable without anybody having to validate that for you. So the 7 of Swords is here. And this just indicates right next to the 10 of Chalices or the 10 of Cups that this person wasn't as trustworthy as what you thought. It may not have even been that they tried to do anything to hurt you. It was just that they weren't responsible. And so because they weren't responsible, they couldn't do the things that you needed them to do. So I'm just going to pull a few more cards for you for January. We have the 9 of Chalices in reverse here next to the Empress. And you're going to be walking away from the disappointment, the loss of trust with this person. It may not be that you trust them any less as far as like telling them things that you wouldn't tell anybody else. It's not a loss of emotional trust in that way, but you just wouldn't trust them with things that you need to do, things you need to get done and get accomplished. Those are things that you need to focus on yourself and make sure that you get them done. Also, with the High Priestess here in reverse, that lets me know that you need to get into getting in touch with your intuition, really checking on how you feel about people before you rely on them in the future. Because when you check in with your intuition, it's going to give you signs about, you know, whether you should be trusting these people, what to trust people with, and you're not going to experience as many losses. Also, this is about trusting yourself as a person, trusting that you can get it done so that you don't have to rely on others for that reassurance. Okay, so we also have the 10 of Swords. Make sure that you don't get into any bitterness because of this past hurt. You might feel tempted to just feed into the pain of what happened and to feed into the disappointment, even to say some backbiting comments to this person. Don't do it. Just, you know, move on, move forward. And if you all reconnect, whoever this person is, whether it's a family member, whether it was a relationship, a romantic relationship, just make sure that you reconnect on good terms. And everything isn't for everybody. This may not be the type of person that you can trust with things like goals. They may not be as assertive or as much of a go-getter as you are. And what you're going to have to do is to understand that that's just not where they fit in your life. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they shouldn't be in your life. So they just can't have that level of responsibility, that level of trust, or be responsible for those types of things in your life. So I'm just going to pull a couple more cards to see what's going on here with this relationship. I see this person that you trusted. They may have been a Cancer, Sagittarius, Gemini. They're really bad with money, and they tend to make decisions on a whim. And that's essentially what happened with this situation. This person made a decision probably without consulting you, and they made a decision that ended up affecting you negatively, but also they saw their other options, And for whatever reason, they chose the worst choice. I'm just going to pull a couple extra cards to see where you need to go from here. Yeah, you can't, with this Four of Wands upright, you can't rely on this person as a support anymore. They might be somebody who you just can't trust them with things that you value. You might still want to hold on to this relationship, but you can't trust this person with the things that you value. You have to maybe enjoy their personality. Maybe they're really funny. Maybe you still, love them and want them to be in your life, but they just, they're not the type of person that you give your valuable things to keep, to hold. And that's just an example, but anything that's valuable to you, you don't want to trust this person with it because they're still learning judgment. They're not in touch with their intuition. They don't know how to make good decisions yet. This is something they're still learning this lifetime. And Six of Chalices has come up. This might be someone that's younger than you, that you were trying to do good by. You wanted to take them places. You wanted to show them. You wanted to share your achievements with them, to share your accomplishments. And you kind of wanted to mentor them. But you can't take everybody with you. And if this person isn't on your level yet, then it's time for you to go off on your own. And they will either catch up or whatever is in the cards for them. However, they have to make their own life choices. They have to make their own decisions about how they're going to go about life and learn step by step by making mistakes. And when they make those mistakes, you don't want them to make it with your money, with your valuable time or relationships that you've built. So the Chariot card has come up for you. So despite everything that's happened in this situation, it's really important that you move forward with your own individual goals, that you go ahead and you set your sights on what you want for the rest of the year, what's coming up for you, and what you plan on doing, what your goals are. So you have to put your best foot forward despite what's happened, and you'll have to go it alone. As a Chariot card shows, you really want to make sure that you're aiming for your goals and not letting anybody hold you back. Also, looking at this card, it's really important that you dress well, that you make yourself feel good about yourself. Despite the people around you, it's really important that you feel your best, that you look your best, so that you can be available for those opportunities that are coming ahead for you. So I'm just going to draw a couple more cards for you. So Temperance came up, as well as the Queen of Swords in reverse. It's really important that you guys don't speak ill of this person. They didn't do this maliciously. I don't think this was something that was done. It's because of their poor judgment. It's not because they're a bad person, and they're learning. And if you say negative things about this person, especially to other people, or tear them down because of the pain that you're going through in this situation, then it's just going to take a negative toll on the relationship. It's going to end up bringing this person down, and then that's going to ruin the relationship that you have with them. And they're not a bad person. They're just not ready for the level that you're on. Also, the Temperance card came up, having to do with having patience with yourself, rebuilding from whatever this setback was with this person, going forward with yourself if you do have to go it alone, making sure that you're taking things step by step and not pushing yourself. Progress is going to come in as it comes in. It comes in little by little sometimes. Some months, some days, progress comes in faster than others, but you want to make sure you're being patient with the process and trusting the process. You also want to make sure you're being patient with this person as you deal with them in your life. They may not get it. You might even explain to them exactly what they did wrong, and they won't get it. And the reason why they're not getting it is because they're not ready yet. They haven't reached that turning point in their life, or that place in their life where they're going to understand their mistakes. And when they look back years from now, they're going to feel bad because they're going to realize the impact of what they did, and that what it had on you and what it had on them and your relationship. But you have to wait for the universe to bring that lesson to them. You saying it, they're not going to be able to receive that message. So I'm just going to pull one more card for you, and this is the Five of Pentacles. And this is just the universe acknowledging that you are going through a difficult time right now, but it is possible to get out of that. The way that you need to get out of it, though, is by thinking positive thoughts. With this Queen of Swords in reverse as well, the Pentacles is also clarifying this Queen of Swords in reverse. And know that this person took a huge hit too, so they're suffering losses as well. It might look like they're doing fine, especially if they're the type of person who can kind of cover when they're struggling, if they have the type of personality where they can put on a brave face while they're going through struggles. However, when you have the Five of Pentacles, it's also a time of learning, and you're learning through this difficult experience, and so are they. So you're both going to come out stronger in the end, even if you don't come out with a stronger, tighter relationship with each other. You're going to come out of this situation stronger. I'm just going to pull one more card for you also. So this is the Hierophant. So this is a spiritual lesson for you also. And it's really a lesson on discernment, Aries. On how to know who to trust in your life, who to rely on, who not to, how to tell somebody's, separate people that have good character that you can count on with important things in your life, responsibilities, tasks that need to be done, and those that you can't. And you're going to come away from this experience a much wiser person. So I'm going to pull some cards for you also. Okay, so Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So these cards were also cards that came up for you in your 2020 reading. A lot of these cards, if not all of these cards. And for the Sisterhood of the Rose, it's about you devoting your time and your focus back to yourself and your goals. You learning from this experience that you had with this person, and you becoming wiser spiritually for that. And then also just wiser as far as practical life lessons. Being able to teach from this experience to others so they don't make the same mistake. Then deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. So deep replenishment is about you just taking time to rest from this circumstance, to take a break. You don't have to throw yourself into work right away. You can take a day or two, take a weekend, take a nice bath, take a break from whatever it is that you've been dealing with. And take a rest. Also give your mind a rest so that you can come back to the situation with new perspective. And then the boundaries card. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So this person might come back in, and I have a feeling for some of you, they're going to want to become a part of this project or other projects that you're doing because they can see that you're going places. They can see that you're making moves out here, and you're going to have to put boundaries in place. So be ready to do that with this person. Be comfortable with telling them no. Be comfortable with setting some boundaries in this relationship with this person, as well as just in your life. Instead of feeling bad for telling people no, for keeping them at a distance, if they don't belong in certain areas and places in your life, create that boundary so that they you can still have that relationship, but so you can have the things that you need to keep private, the things that you need to do apart from that relationship that you have from them, that has its own space, that they can't come in and mess up whatever it is that you have going on. All right, so that's your January 2020 reading. Make sure you stay tuned. I will have other readings up as well. And I hope that you guys were able to get something from this. Like, comment. If you had any experience that you're, or any goal that you're thinking about going into 2020 that you're working on, anything that you're thinking about doing, comment anything that jumped out at you from the reading. And then make sure that you subscribe so you can get notifications for other readings for you guys for other months, as well as the pick a card readings that I'll have up as well. All right, thank you for watching the Queen's Tarot. Talk to you soon.